I bought a cheap piece of junk car just to show you how good a cheap piece of junk car is. I'm going to prove it to you by taking this car on a 1,000-mile road trip. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you join us for this trip. Those of you who are not new to this channel, you know that we love to do our Gears and Tech road trips where we buy a cheap piece of junk such as this and drive it on some ridiculous trip just to prove to you how good cheap cars can be. This time, we want to do this trip from the perspective of first-time car buyers. So we're talking about student cars, we're talking about college student cars, we're talking about first cars for young people. And there's a certain type of car that all young people want, obviously something like this. But there's also a certain car that parents want. So we want to make sure we have something for everybody. We want something that the kids love, we want something that the parents like, and we're going to try and show you what the best choice is. Now obviously you've seen my car and it's not very interesting. So I decided to bring along a couple friends with their own cars. Now this is obviously my brother-in-law and my sister, and they've graciously went and purchased a car as well. Now, what are the rules for this road trip? First of all, because it is a student car, it had to be cheap. So our budget for these cars was 2,000 Canadian dollars. That's about 1,500 US dollars. And we were allowed to add little functional extras such as this sweet wing just to try and make this a little bit more fun of a trip. The wing obviously offers no mechanical advantage, but it looks really cool. So throughout this series, we're going to do a number of tests. We're going to show you how cool these cars are. We're going to show you how great they are as a choice for a parent buying a car for their children, and we're going to do it in style. Stay tuned because you will not want to miss this series. Before we get too far into this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. If you've seen some of our content already and have not subscribed, we want you to join our community. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get back to the video. We soon hit the road for the first leg of our journey, which was to head from Calgary all the way to Radium Hot Springs. Let's meet the competition, shall we? This is a 2008 Mitsubishi Lancer driven by Ben and co-piloted by Parker.
You'll probably not remember me from the videos that nobody really watches on this channel, but I'm Ben, and I occasionally dabble in driving cars that probably shouldn't do what we make them do. So this here has a 2-liter 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated, pumping out 152 horsepower, and has a quite low 7.7 0 to 60 time. But for a 4-door sedan that totes the family around and gets good fuel economy, you're really not looking at 0 to 60 times anyway. This has a pretty aggressive styling for just a 4-door car. With this, you have more of that modeled after the Evo look that would typically not translate down from other bigger brands.
And of course, Amanda's got to do it a little different in her Chevy Optra, which nobody cares about. But here to tell us everything we do need to know, it's Amanda. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Chevy Optra. And clearly the best car for this trip, a 2011 Nissan Altima Coupe A. That means it's a 2-door. Now, a lot of you guys might be wondering, why would somebody bring a 2-door coupe and try to convince anybody that it's a good kid's first car? Well, think of it this way. When you were a kid, you really wanted a cool car. And there is no doubt that this is a cool car. It looks good, it feels good, it's got lots of options, which is everything that your kid wants. It's also got things that you want. Something reliable, something that's inexpensive, something that you know your kid's gonna be happy in. Now there's a couple downsides, of course. This is a manual, and a lot of kids have no idea how to drive a manual, but it could be an upside. If you want your kid to learn how to drive really well, a manual is a great car to use to do that. Now let me speak to the kids for a minute here. I want you to think of a couple of different cars. 350Z, for example, Infiniti G35, Infiniti G37. What do all these cars have in common with this car? Well, the G37 from this window up is the same car. That means it looks good. This car is a good looking car. It has the same 300 horsepower, 3.5 liter engine, has the same 6-speed manual transmission. The only downside is that it's a front wheel drive. It's not an all-wheel drive, it's not a rear-wheel drive, but it still is a fun car. Being a front-wheel drive, it works great for wintertime, which we have a lot of winter here in Canada. So you got to think about wintertime traction, wintertime safety. This car's got it all covered, but it's still really sporty. Now the other guys, they're going to be telling you about, you know, how my car's practically an Evo 10.
More of that modeled after the Evo look. The Evo look.
Now the other guys, they're going to be telling you about, you know, how my car's practically an Evo 10 and it's like the same kind of car. It's not. It's not the same kind of car. When I say that my car is the same as a G37, it is. It's the same car. Now, you know, I'll give him that the Lancer's a cool car. It is a cool car. It looks good. Looking at it in my rear view mirror right now, it's a good looking car. The Chevrolet, in typical Amanda fashion, is lame, and obviously it's not gonna win this road trip challenge, and it's gonna be too bad that she's not gonna win, but you know, it's always fun that she comes along anyway, and it's interesting to see what she thinks is cool when clearly this Nissan is the coolest car on this trip. After a full day of driving, we finally made it to what we all called the cabin in the woods. So we've pulled up to our accommodations for the night. This is where we're going to end it for today, and then we're going to come back and hit you guys for the next video where we do day 2 of this epic road trip. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.